Many people with schizophrenia deal with some type of social impairment as a result of their condition. One way psychologists try to combat this is through social skills training, a form of behavioral therapy. Although this type of intervention has been recognized as an effective treatment, the motivational deficits that are also associated with schizophrenia can render it less effective. This study hopes to combat the problem of motivation by utilizing virtual reality as a medium for role-playing, a technique used in social skills training. In traditional role-playing, the participant has to rely on their own imagination for the social context of a situation. Virtual reality can be used to make role-playing easier since it provides participants with a standardized framework with which they can easily interact. The fact that participants are sensorially present in the imaginative scenario also helps to keep attention. The study we are examining compared the efficacy of social skills training for people with schizophrenia who participated in either traditional or virtual reality facilitated role-playing. 91 recruits were first and foremost given intensive psychiatric treatment over a series of weeks until they were deemed stable enough to participate in the learning trials without any interruptions. Next, they were randomly assigned to either the virtual reality or the traditional role-playing conditions. Scenes for the role-playing pertained to development of 3 different types of social skills: conversation skills, such as introducing oneself and listening to the other person; assertiveness skills, such as making or rejecting demands; and emotional expression, responding to another with positive or negative emotions. Each training session began with a therapist modeling the behavior, followed by the participant role-playing that behavior, either traditionally or via the virtual reality software. The therapist would then give the participant both positive and corrective feedback, and the participant would try to improve the behavior by trying the same role-play scene again, after which she or he would again be provided with feedback. In the virtual reality condition, helper avatars in the game would also give participants feedback following a play. Participants were encouraged to interact with avatars in the virtual reality condition verbally and with emotions, just as they would with real people. To assess the effects of training, participants underwent an unstructured role-play test with the therapist, which simply involved the description of a scene that was similar to those that they had practiced. The test was recorded on video and then given to a researcher that was unaware of the conditions of the study. The researcher rated each performance based on voice quality, example, speed, volume, tone, etc., nonverbal skills like gestures, facial and body appearances, and conversation skills like taking turns and feedback, humor, variety of what was said, etc. Participants were also asked to fill out self-reports that assessed their assertiveness, interpersonal relationship skills, and response to real-life problem-solving situations. They were also asked to fill out questionnaires after each session to assess their motivation and how well they applied the skills learned in the session to generalizable social knowledge. The results showed that participants improved in all areas of social skill, regardless of the type of social skills training. The most significant effect was observed for conversation skills, where the VR group showed much greater improvement than the traditional role-play group. The VR group also made more improvements in the area of assertiveness and reported that they felt less anxious and more in control. Additionally, the VR group had a higher rate of attendance. The only area where the traditional group improved more than the VR group was for nonverbal skills. These results suggest that although any type of social skills training is beneficial for people with schizophrenia who experience social deficits, VR can be particularly helpful for learning conversational and assertiveness skills. However, since it is less helpful for learning nonverbal skills, it would perhaps be most beneficial to use VR as a supplementary tool for traditional role-play. Not only does VR enhance social skills training, but it can also act as a motivator for attendance, something that is especially important for the success of a long-term program.